What is up, everybody? It's Joey with Don't Call My Wax Junk. Hope you're having a great week wherever you are, whatever you're doing, as we prepare for a nice long holiday weekend. I got to tell you guys, I'm started my doctorate degree, and I'm about up to here with this and with this. And I want to spend a few minutes talking about something that's actually interesting to me. We're just coming off of the heels of another Jackie Robinson Day. And guys, what would you say if I said that the day that we just celebrated could very well be called Sam Jethroe Day? This is Sam Jethroe. This is his 1950 Bowman rookie. Sam Jethroe is the first African-American ball player in Braves franchise history. Not just Braves history, Boston baseball history. Sam Jethroe and Jackie Robinson and one other player actually had a tryout with the Boston Red Sox in 1945, 2 years before Jackie Robinson broke in with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Hugh Duffy, I believe, was the general manager of the Boston Red Sox at the time, and Joe Cronin was the manager, and Joe Cronin was at the workout as well. And the players would say later that Joe Cronin had his back turned towards the workouts for the vast majority. They said they never even saw his face. It was clear to them that the Red Sox really weren't taking the tryout or the workout seriously. And of course, we know what happened from there. Branch Rickey signed Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson went to the Monarchs of I believe it was the Monarchs of it was Montreal. Was it the Monarchs? Anyway, Montreal. And then from Montreal, he was called up to the Los Angeles Dodgers and broke the color barrier. But it very easily could have been Sam Jethroe. Here's Sam's 1951 Bowman. Right after Branch Rickey brought Jackie Robinson into the Dodger organization, he also brought Sam Jethroe into the organization as well. And he came down to a decision between which one of these guys he was going to bring up to to Brooklyn, to the big club first. Who was going to make history? He talked to Sam Jethroe, and Sam was a great hitter, not a power guy, but a high average guy, but he was incredibly fast. He's been compared to a gazelle in the outfield. He stole 83 bases in one season with the Monarchs, or with Montreal. Was it the Royals? It may have been the Royals. Yeah, because I believe the Monarchs were in Kansas City. So sorry for messing that up. But Sam Jethroe admitted to Branch Rickey, "Hey, look, I'll take a drink. I take a smoke." And he said later that if it came down to him and Jackie Robinson, who was going to be the person that Branch Rickey brought up to break the color barrier in Major League Baseball, he said, "I knew it wasn't going to be me." He said it should have been Jackie. Jackie was clean cut. He was college educated. He was the right person at the right time, but it very easily could have been Sam Jethroe. Here's Sam's 1952 Topps. Beautiful color on that. Beautiful color on that card. And Branch Rickey eventually sold the contract, Sam Jethroe's contract, to the Boston Braves for somewhere around $100,000. And Sam Jethroe eventually won the Rookie of the Year in 1950 with the Boston Braves. Had a decent season in 51, but then 52 really dropped off. 53, again, batting average continued to go down. He had eye problems, so his defense ended up really suffering as a result. 54, played 2 games with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and then that was it. His career was over just like that. I mean, he had had many years in the Negro Leagues, and by the time he got his shot, his best playing years were behind him. Here's an exhibit of Sam Jethroe. It's a blank back, as I think all the exhibits are. Sam Jethroe retired near the city of Erie, Pennsylvania, and opened up a restaurant, kind of a bar and grill type place with his wife, and it was fairly successful. In the 90s, the city basically forced eminent domain to the restaurant and took it away from him. So he bought a different place in kind of a seedier part of town. I want to say there may have even been a murder that happened in his place one time. His house burned down in the late 90s, and he and his wife were raising grandchildren, and they had to live in the bar. It was just a sad situation. Major League Baseball owners, led by Jerry Reinsdorf, who owned the Chicago White Sox. Jerry convinced the other owners to start a fund specifically for players like Sam Jethroe, who's perhaps would have had a longer Major League career and qualified for the Major League Baseball pension had they been given their shot a little bit earlier in their career. And they put in, each club put in some money, and they were able to give Sam and players like him a small stipend, I guess you'd call it. And that helped Sam kind of get through some of these harder times, but eventually passed away early 2000s. Just a really interesting story that Sam Jethroe, Jackie Robinson, so close together as far as the type of player, the same organization, and very easily had Branch Rickey gone the other way. And Branch Rickey even said later that letting Sam Jethroe go, selling his contract to the Boston Braves, was one of his biggest mistakes in baseball. So that says a lot to me about the kind of player he was earlier in his career. They called him the Jet because of his incredible speed. And don't forget, Boston could have been the first team, not the Dodgers. Boston could have been the first team to integrate baseball. Instead, they were the last team. They didn't integrate until 1959, some 12 years after the Brooklyn Dodgers. So many things could have been different. And as a history person, I love thinking about the what ifs and why things happened the way they did. And again, Sam Jethroe, love these cards. There's the 50 Bowman again and the 51. But just great looking cards. A great player, although his career was very short. Just a very interesting story. So guys, just wanted to share that with you. Hope you enjoyed that. Have a great Labor Day weekend, and we'll look forward to catching everybody down the road. Everybody take care.